Welcome to another episode of the Black Guy Who Tips podcast. I'm your host, Rod. Joined as always by my co-host,
Karen.
and we're live on a Monday, ready to do some podcasting. Find us everywhere that you get podcasts. Just search the Black Guy Who Tips. The show notes have all the contact information. Today, if you're hearing this on the 15th, is the last day of our annual coronavirus sale. You know, I saw y'all signing up. We did numbers. People still signing up today. Some of y'all like to wait to the last minute. Ain't nothing wrong with that. So people don't get paid to the 15th. I get it. I get it. Okay, I've lived it.
That first and 15th.
Yeah, but it is that time. It's getting to that point where it's time to start wrapping it up. I got to turn this thing off at some point. So sorry to y'all that don't make the cut, but we appreciate everybody that did. We see you.
Yes, we do. And also, if anybody has any questions, please email the blackguywhotips@gmail.com. If you have any questions about your account, if you have any questions about, are you going to get charged multiple times or anything like that, you don't want to, you want to be sure that you're not re-upping and it's automatic, stuff like that. Just email and Roger will get back to you and individually look at your account and, let you know this information if you have any questions.
People been emailing me the last couple of weeks and I've been getting everything situated with people, whether it's an access to your account situation, a reset password, nothing's too small, RSS feed question. I'm here to help you to have the best experience possible.
Right, you're paying for the service.
For listening to the Black Guy Who Tips. All right, let's get into the show. Let's get into some news. All right. News is still happening. Rudy Giuliani is getting sued. And he's being sued for demanding sex from a staffer after taking Viagra. According to a new complaint filed in New York State Court on Monday, former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani took alcohol and Viagra constantly and was recorded demanding sex from an employee. So they got a recording.
Child, y'all hear Bigfoot little fucking talking about my dick is hard, I want some Viagra. You don't get out of here, sir.
Yeah, that's extremely wild.
Right. And didn't he get recorded on something years ago that came out?
So there was a movie, Borat had a sequel or something. And one of the things they ran was this Rudy Giuliani secret recording where it went viral, but it looked like he was trying to get this woman to possibly have sex with him or something. He was unbuckling his pants and stuff. Now, as people say, he was just tucking his pants back in and readjusting, but I don't know. It didn't look that way when I watched the movie, but yeah, apparently Rudy Giuliani, this is his jam. I be nothing to these bitches. Maybe that's his jam. I don't know.
Why do you see my dick?
In the lawsuit, attorneys for Noelle Dunphy alleged that Giuliani offered her employment for a salary of $1 million a year in 2019 when he was serving as attorney for the then president Donald Trump. The lawsuit claims he told Dunphy that her employment must remain secret because he was going through an acrimonious divorce. Okay.
Well, then, are you really hired or not? If I can't send you a W-2, it don't sound like you're on the payroll.
Imagine me taking a job that I gotta keep secret because you getting divorced. People get divorced every day. Ain't got nothing to do with whether I got a job.
Nothing to do. You still send out them W-2s and W-9s.
However, the complaint says his seemingly generous offers were a sham motivated by a secret desire to pursue a sexual relationship with Ms. Dunphy and a total disregard for the restraints that should have protected her as his employee and client. He made clear that satisfying his sexual demands, which came virtually anytime, anywhere, was an absolute requirement for her employee and his employment and his legal representation. His demands for sex were captured on recordings, according to court documents. Other allegations in the complaint allege he conspired with Trump to sell pardons for $2 million each. The plaintiff is seeking at least $10 million in damages. Several of Giuliani's businesses are also named as defendants in the lawsuit.
Yeah, I believe that because that's what people thought Trump was doing anyway. And so I'll decide that like if they can dig, and find more information to show that this is true, it's one of those things where I can see it being true, and it's one of those things you're talking about that Borat, people, you kind of look at that differently when you go, okay, I know y'all caught that and they denied it and everybody washed it underneath the bridge, but it's one of those things where it's like, okay, now like the behavior and what this person is alleging that you have done, and when stuff like this come out, if there are other victims, I could see other people coming out going, yeah, he did this to me too, because odds are this is not the first person he has tried, attempted to, or have done this.
Yeah, I know part of what she's suing is saying she never got paid too, which is even more insulting. Now, there's details missing in this article, and obviously the recording's not here, so I know we'll see and hear more evidence come forward as this thing is litigated or settled or whatever. But part of me wonders, one, did she ever do any of this stuff? Because if he was demanding that constantly and she was in his employ for any time, it sounds like she would have had to do it at some point, which, is terrible. Also, I think a lot of these dudes thought that Trump's immunity to consequences applied to them as well, even though to me Trump is starting to finally face some, and a lot of his henchmen and underlings have been facing consequences. I'm surprised it took Rudy Giuliani this fucking long, to be honest. I mean, we've all know he's a scumbag, lying piece of shit that just was just a grifter. Like, we've known this, like, from his fucking inky hair to his fucking Frankenstein shoes. Dude is a fucking well-known grifter.
Doing a public announcement in front of a pawn shop. Come on, dog.
Yeah, like, dude, like, yeah, the Four Seasons. He did it at the Four Seasons, and it was a fucking like landscaping company or some shit too. Like, he's just a piece of shit, man. So I hope he gets his.
Yeah, didn't they revoke his license? Yes.
Yeah, like it's a farce. Speaking of a farce, French Catholic Church to provide clergy with scannable IDs.
Wow, people sneaking into the building, pretending
to battle sexual abuse. So basically, you're gonna have these digital ID cards with scannable QR codes that will offer color-coded background information ranging from green to orange to red on bishops, priests, and deacons. And it'll tell you if that church member is currently facing a sexual abuse charge. Because that's how much is happening. You got to have cards, like licenses, that you can scan. No wonder the Pope said we got to pray for the shit. They work for him.
They won't have no employees. Yeah. So if you're good, it goes ding. If you ain't too good, go
Right. Oh man, this is a mix-up. Boy, it's there egg on my face. I swear it was. This never happens. Can you run it again? Oh man,
you have been declined.
The announcer,
insufficient funds apparently.
I can't believe this isn't The Onion. This is from France24.com.
Right.
Like, it's so ridiculous. I'm like looking up other articles on the site.
Like you can't have this job.
Yeah, I'm looking at the site and it don't. France not getting credited for Ukraine support. France opens investigation into Apple over alleged planned obsolescence for smartphones. Wagner chief dismisses report that he offered Ukraine Russian troop location. Seem like a real site, unless I'm like, this don't seem. This is crazy. This is wild. But yeah. So when the announcement dropped on Wednesday, the 10th, it sparked a mini revolution within the French Catholic Church. The Bishop of Troyes, a town in France, called it a cultural shift.
Yes, stop abusing the kids.
But yeah, they were mad at the culture. They're like, this is a fucking cultural shift. Well, I just missed the old days when we didn't have ID cards and you just kind of hoped that the priest wasn't doing it.
Right, and quit abusing the kids and shifting these people around.
Do we have to make everything digital? I mean, we started with digital movies. Now nobody goes to the theater. By simply scanning a QR code on these IDs, anyone can access color-coded information on a clergy member, Green means there are no restrictions on them leading a mass or hearing confession. Orange indicates that some restrictions are in place, but not necessarily that the clergy member is an abuser. For example, a young priest may have been recently ordained and is not yet qualified to lead mass or confession. Yeah, all the orange priests gonna say that's what it is.
Regardless of if that's the truth,
Yeah,
right?
no, it's just I'm a young priest. You are 78 years old.
Right. You have had your license for a mighty long time.
I just recently. There's no need to look into the background. It's just orange. Let's just keep it moving. Red is reserved for people who can no longer preach or practice, or that they have been stripped of clerical status, but the nature of the sanction isn't specified.
Well, then why are you on the grounds? I don't understand this.
So you could either be gay or a pedophile. Same thing to the church. Both red. Oh, you're a woman? That's gonna be a red card. Sorry.
You get a red.
Go over there with the pedophiles. Same to me.
Same to me.
An outdated paper version.
We hope the blood of Jesus washes your sin away. Here's a red card.
ID card for bishops, priests, and deacons isn't an entirely new idea. The French Catholic clergy have always had what they call a célébrette, a paper document certifying their profession, but French bishops deemed the system too easily falsifiable. I guess you can fake a paper card. So now they want the digital one, which will keep everybody on the up and up, I guess.
Yes, yeah. And all somebody gonna do is hack it and just put the information out there if it ain't public.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think that's more what they're more afraid of than anything.
The new ID cards are not aiming at allowing churchgoers to track down clergy members, but to give priests or lay people in charge of a parish a tool to verify the legitimacy of each person. The vast majority of Catholics were previously unaware that paper ID cards existed in the first place. There's little reason for them to ask for ID now. Organizations who represent victims of sexual abuse by the Catholic Church aren't necessarily convinced. It's quite an exceptional measure, which, in my opinion, is one of the Catholic top 3 most stupid ideas, said Francois Duveau, former president of the La Parole Libérée, the liberated word, an organization created in 2015 by victims of the former Catholic priest and pedophile Bernard Prenat. If we have to scan the QR codes of clergy members to reassure Catholics, it means the church has hit a new low. It's nothing more than a publicity stunt, and it shows the extent to which trust has been broken between the faithful and their hierarchy. Yeah, because I agree with him, though, because this is more like a shut the shit down, restart from the bottom, like start over shit. Like, because I mean, if you're the kind of organization that needs a card to let me know if this nigga is fucking kids or not, you're the kind of organization that I don't want to be involved with on any level in the first fucking place. Nope. And I don't trust your cards are gonna be as up to date. Because who the fuck is doing the cards? Y'all.
Yes, who is updating? Who is putting something happened to somebody and it take 2 years for you to update their card and they're just roaming around.
The people responsible for moving priests from parish to parish one step ahead of the accusations behind them cannot be the people in charge of giving out the fucking cards. I don't trust the cards anyway.
Nope. And it's one of these things where a lot of parishes all across the world are shutting down. They're combining, their groups because people are like leaving and they were like, stay. Like, no, I'm not going to stay here and allow my children to be abused. And y'all act like it's okay. And every time I turn around, it's a fucking lawsuit and everybody looking at me as a member going, why do you still go here?
Right. This might be good enough for jail, Covan, but it's goddamn it not good enough for me. This new ineptitude is a sign of the church idleness. It has not understood the criticism it has faced, nor does it want to. In any case, the initiative is a far cry from the measures that were recommended in this SICE report, he concluded. So, among the 45 recommended measures in the SICE report, or CS report, I don't know, they said, which is published October 5th, 2021, there was no mention of a digital ID card. So they just came up with this shit on their own.
Because you know what, they didn't want to satisfy whatever the other rules would have been a lot tighter. And They was like, we don't want to do that. Let's get a card. And people are like, no, because unless you're going to have an outside entity do it, you can't have you overcharge of this.
Yeah. One of the priests said cases of sexual abuse still come up, but now they are being reported. The impunity they had before is changing in France. The same can't be said for Italy or Poland, for example. Now, why are they in it? We talking about y'all shit not being good enough.
If you coming after us, go after everybody.
Right. I'll never be like those other pedophiles. Good grief. Potholes have been filled in this local municipality in East Sussex. And you know how they got them to do it? They embarrassed the government by painting dicks on the potholes.
Good.
And the government they were so fed up with them not fixing the potholes, so the government, out of embarrassment, got on it right away, and now the potholes are filled, even though they said don't do that no more.
Good. Because one of the things that they're going, hey, we paying taxes. We've probably been begging and pleading. People done rode up there, went up to the council meeting, and y'all just fucking ignored us. So guess what? Deal with this then. And they got so embarrassed that they're more embarrassed of the dicks than the potholes. That shows you what the agenda is.
Yeah. That now it's confirmed that the holes in question have been filled. Resident Helen Carr took the pictures and explained that instead of starting to repair the road initially, road sweepers were sent to clear away the drawings. So they went out there first just to get the dicks up.
Oh, we just keep putting them out here till y'all get the manpower it take y'all to do this. Y'all could have done fixed the fucking holes.
Yeah. At lunchtime, we then got the road sweeper going up and down about 30 times trying to scrub them out, but all he achieved was to make the edges of the hole crumble even more and tear up the road. The direct action was taken on the road outside Uckfield College in East Sussex. Now Helen confirmed it worked. Filler gang turned up this morning and filled in a few. Looks like we should all rush out and buy a can of spray paint and get out and do all the potholes in our surrounding areas then. 5 exclamation points. She about that life.
Right. She was like, this fucking slow ass process. Come on.
Right. I love it.
And odds are, I bet you if it's anything like America, I bet you certain neighborhoods don't have. I bet you if you get a slight window crack in the concrete, they paving that shit over. We got fucking holes and tearing up people's suspensions and shit, and y'all like, y'all be all right.
Right. Boy, I'll be ashamed of themselves.
Right.
A driver tried to switch places with his dog on a DUI stop in a Colorado town. A 28-year-old.
Who he think this dog is? Superman dog?
I feel like maybe it was Air Bud, you know. Air Bud got into a lot of adventures that weren't just basketball after a while. A 28-year-old driver found himself in a doghouse after he attempted to switch places with his pup when he got pulled over on suspicion of DUI on Saturday night in the southeastern Colorado town. A Springfield police officer, well, maybe that makes sense. Maybe it was the Simpsons. Conducted a traffic stop on a driver who was going 52 miles an hour in a 30-mile-an-hour storm. This is 11:30 at night, Saturday near West 7th Avenue. The driver attempted to switch places with his dog, which was in the passenger seat of the Dodge Challenger, a process that the officer watched as he walked toward the car.
Oh, that's hilarious. So what you do, you move over and you just slowly put the dog in the other seat?
Right. Sit, boy. Sit. Now drive.
The would have been extra funny. He walked up there, the dog like, can I help you, officer?
Yeah. Ruh-roh. The suspect.
You got a treat, officer?
The suspect, who had clear signs of intoxication, according to the police, got out of the passenger side of the car and told the officer he wasn't the one driving. When the officer asked whether he'd been drinking, he tried to run away.
You know what he should have said before he ran away? Doggone it. And just took off running.
Zoinks.
Jinkies.
When he started running, it made that sound.
Stop playing some 1970 music.
Yeah. Hey, we're the monkeys. He ran to a door, then another door opened, but a monster came out. The suspect's getaway attempt was cut short about 20 yards from the car when he was apprehended by the officer.
Go nowhere.
A man and a woman who were sober were in the back seat. Now, why weren't they driving? The car belonged to the woman, and they let the drunk dude drive. Who said that he didn't know why one of the sober parties wasn't driving, said the officer, the chief.
That makes more sense. Why was it? If I am sober, and you decide I am not riding with you, I will take an Uber, or put like this, you're not driving my vehicle, particularly if it's my vehicle, you're not driving my vehicle with me in it.
The driver was later found to have 2 active warrants out of Pueblo. Why was he driving? He was medically cleared at a hospital, then booked into jail for his warrants and on suspicion of driving under influence, driving while ability impaired, driving under suspicion, speeding, and resisted arrest. You know it's bad when they don't even have a law for the dog part. like, he was just driving.
I know somebody was like, "Oh, okay, the limit is 5. If we get 5 of these, we're gonna have to make a law. This is the first offense, so it's not worth a law yet."
And they let the other 2 people take the dog and drive since they weren't, drunk.
Did they have a license? Well, apparently they must have a license that could drive.
Yeah, so that's wild. Finally, we got us some legislation passed after one of these mass shootings.
What it says, more guns.
After school shooting, Tennessee governor signs bill to shield gun firms from lawsuits. He signed off on additional protections for gun and ammunition dealers, manufacturers, and sellers against lawsuits within a bill that lawmakers passed after a deadly shooting at a school in March.
Yeah, so that shows you where they stand. They don't give a fuck. So that's why people go, I don't want to hear your thoughts and prayers. We don't want to hear that. Do something. Like, fucking just do something. We don't give a fuck. Fuck you. You don't care because you turn around and you say, the people who actually pay me and lobby and give me money to pass these fucked up ass laws, I'm going to protect them even the more.
Voters aren't people. Children that go to school aren't people. Companies, corporations are people. And guns are people.
Apparently so.
Because that's who got all the rights in America.
All of the rights.
Like, damn, man. Like, you had a mass shooting a month later, because, we're not supposed to talk about it when it happens.
Right.
And we're not supposed to talk about it when it's not happening. But a month later, you're passing laws to protect these fucking corporate interests.
Right, because they know they're going to get lawsuits from these mass shootings. Because people are like, I'm tired of you killing me and I'm tired of you killing my kids.
Yeah, J.L. Covan, I was listening to this podcast, and he wonders why people don't go see movies that aren't Marvel movies. And it's part of the reason, and I'm surprised he didn't come to this, but because we all afraid to get shot every time we go somewhere. You think it every time you go to the theater, you look at the exit. I do. Like, is this movie worth getting shot for? This heart-wrenching drama I can watch on my small screen and Netflix in a month? Or if I'm gonna die, I want to die for the talking raccoon that I can only experience in the theater. The country is fucked. No, it's a bunch of shit people don't do no more. And I think when we have a mass shooting and the legislation says protect the ammunition dealers and the gun manufacturers, I don't blame anybody for staying inside for anything.
Nope. And it all goes back to voting. It all go back to voting. And
I know, but that's obvious. We know it goes back to voting, and it's these people rule with impunity. They don't fear shit. They rig the fucking the regions and the lines so that they can win over and over, and the most Republican, most right-wing hardcore people had the highest chance. This is untenable and it's fucking infuriating. But yeah, that's the law that passed. Protect the gun manufacturers. We wouldn't want them to get sued for all this shooting. It's literally nobody's fault.
Basically, that's what they're saying.
It's nobody's fault that kids are getting killed at the school. What we're not going to do is blame the gun manufacturers. This is what they're saying. Oh my God. And I bet you that lobby don't even pay them that much. I bet you when you break down the donations from some of these gun manufacturers, this shit be like $10,000 some shit. And that shit that cost us life after life after life. Florida teacher is under investigation by the State Board of Education after showing Disney's Strange World in class. The movie features a gay character. And so she went on TikTok and she suspects that a school board member with a child in her class objected to the film and reported her to the Department of Education. Shannon Rodriguez, a member of Moms for Liberty, was identified by the Tallahassee Democrat as the board member that reported Barbie. That's her name, Barbie. Jana Barbie. Man, this is wild. You can't show a fucking movie in class that got a gay character in it.
They want to shut the shit down.
Yeah, we'll get more into Ron DeSantis of Florida in a bit, but this is insane. Barbie claims that Rodriguez is on a rampage to get rid of every form of representation out of our schools. Rodriguez has a history of trying to get books she deems smut or porn removed from school library shelves. Barbie explained in her social media post that she has permission slips on file from all the parents to show PG-rated movies. However, she is now being investigated for possibly violating the Parental Rights and Education Act or the Don't Say Gay law that has recently been enacted. The legislation bans discussion about gender and sexual identity to students of all ages. Used to just be students of certain ages. Now it's all ages, everybody.
Yeah, that's
Ron DeSantis and they'll keep trickling up.
That's that's my biggest thing. That's why I tell people, just because the shit is not happening near you, in your neighborhood, in your state, they are coming for your shit too. It is non-stop. And after they consume all the others, blacks and browns and POCs, they're going to start turning on the whites that ain't the pure Aryan race like it was back in the day, because it has got to continue to consume something. They got to suppress something and someone.
A man is in custody after baseball bat attack hurts too, including an intern at a congressman's Virginia office. A man with a metal baseball bat walked into a Northern Virginia office of U.S. Representative Gary Connolly on Monday and asked for him, and struck two of his workers with the bat, including the intern on her first day of the job.
Goddamn.
Yep. The attack marked the latest in a sharp uptick in violence aimed at lawmakers or those close to them. Fairfax City Police and officers arrived within minutes and took the man into custody without incident, and the two staff members were being treated for injuries that were non-life threatening. The congressman, who wasn't in the office at the time, said he knew of no motive for the attack, calling it unconscionable and devastating in a post on Twitter. Yeah, I mean, I'll think about Nancy Pelosi's husband.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is the tenor of our politics now, and I don't even know this man's political affiliation, but I got a feeling if I Google this shit, what it's gonna say, you know, because I think there's only one party that's actually telling motherfuckers like, yeah, Democrat. Mm-hmm. There's only one party that's really on this run up and get done up shit, you know, run up on the Capitol, run up on like when Democrats show up, it's not only the protest. It's like, yes, we're gonna show up and protest, and y'all gonna vote our Congress people out of vote our representatives out for being unruly and joining the protest, but we're not like threat of violence, you know. But the people got the guns and the bats and shit. They typically lean a certain way,
right? And then you don't want to be held accountable when these motherfuckers go out here and act a fool, even though you've done stuff to spark them, to ignite these things within them that were already there a lot of the times, and or spark whatever mental illness they have. You prey on these things, and so then when they act out, it's always this quote unquote lone wolf. It's never what you did to get these people to this point and how you provoke these people to get to this point, because this is shit that you're literally telling them you want done, yeah, without saying you want it done. You would never do it because you know better, but you know that there are people out there that will be willing to do it. Fuck the consequences.
Yep. And yeah, you look at who's organizing around these things and escalating the violence and calling for violence and telling everyone they're under threat constantly, and then demonizing activists like, you know, like, those woke Black Lives Matter people are Antifa, they gonna come hurt you, and it doesn't matter. There's no real data to back that up.
Don't matter, it's not true.
Yeah, but then something like this happens, you know. But who knows? Who knows? Like, maybe this person, like, that's the thing too. A person that does this is probably mentally unstable, period, like, as well. And then you're gonna turn around and be like, well, we don't know what he did it for. It could be any reason. And so you won't really see anybody apply this to any type of thing. You know, even when people like shoot up shit, like there was a dude that did a mass shooting the other day, and his fucking all of his stuff online was right-wing, Nazi, you know, conservative type of shit. And it's like, well, the problem is he had a gun, not that, you know, the problem is mental health, you know, like, it's never like, well, there's a whole fucking part of our country who is exacerbating and appealing to the people who are unstable and saying, go get weapons, and then making it as easy as possible, and then passing laws to protect the fucking gun companies from getting sued. Like, right, it's obvious what's happening, but it's like you can't talk about it really. All right, let's do one more of these. Police confirm couple seen in viral video licking ice cream before putting it back in the store freezer. Fake the stunt for views.
There was another one of them. Didn't the lady do that a while ago?
Yeah. So I guess this must be a new clip that they did. Like someone must have did this recently again.
I don't think it's funny. It never has been funny. It never will be funny. Don't do that.
Yeah, because like this is from May 12th. Like this is not the old like one before the pandemic.
Right. You're fucking with people's food. Even if it's fake, don't do it. You should be arrested for the fact that you thought the bullshit was funny.
Yeah. Taquan Hines took to Instagram and confirmed that both he and Asia did in fact buy the ice cream. He showed off an almost empty container to his followers and stated it was all just one big prank. But yeah, millions of people got mad at them. What I think is interesting about it is if this is recent, that means that y'all saw the Listeria one, y'all saw all that shit that other girl did, and y'all literally one stole the bit, but two, you knew that everyone would get mad, and you just literally did it for clout. Like,
yep. And so that's why when the first time happened, I was like, oh, y'all got to set an example and be like, don't do this.
Yeah,
bullshit.
This is why people thought that first girl should have got in trouble, because it was like something serious could have happened, but also we can't just let this slide, and you can't just be, well, she was a black girl. Well, that doesn't like matter. That black is not immunity from consequences. Like you can have understanding, empathy, but it's not like a get out of jail free card because white people be fucked up too. That's not okay.
Right. And the thing is, there need to be some form of consequences. It doesn't have to quote unquote
be jail. It doesn't have to, but something.
Right. Something.
A fine. Like don't do that shit again.
Something.
But yeah, this is a video.
Let me show y'all, bro. This is the ice cream. This is the ice cream that y'all say we lit and put back on the shelf. It was our ice cream. It was already paid for. This is our ice cream. I'm showing this video because people really want the video. We did not do nothing nasty like that. Me and Asia's not nasty people. Bro.
Why did you do it in the first place?
Stop then. You pranked the internet and mad that the prank worked.
Right.
Because the response was legitimately like, man, fuck y'all for that.
And it wasn't funny.
Stop being goofy. You know what I mean? This is the ice cream, bro. We did not lit no ice cream and put it back. No, this is ours. It's already bought. This is the same one in the video. We've been eating on it all week with brownies and cookies and milk. This is our ice cream, bro. We did that to fool y'all was a prank. And we fooled y'all, bro.
So then why are you, what are you upset about?
Why are you upset?
It worked.
You wanted the attention. You got the attention. Now you're mad you're getting the attention because the attention was not the attention that you thought it was going to be.
Right.
And that's why you're upset.
Honestly, man, go back to fake arguments. Go back to pretending that you're not going to pay your child support.
Go
Please.
back to the $200 dates.
Start
arguing about
tell
shit
us,
like that.
Tell us some other shit.
Start arguing about I don't know how to do the electric slide. I can't play space.
Give us your unsolicited relationship advice. If this is the content y'all got to go to when you can't just be like, I only bought McDonald's for one of my babies and not the rest. Like, then go back. It's fine, because this is stupid and dangerous. Like, those are just stupid and annoying. These are stupid and dangerous. And like, what if somebody else would have done some type of copy? You copy somebody. Like, it's just what a dummy.
It's just annoying, and it's one of those things where you coming out and saying this because I personally think that they go, well, we might need to come out and say something because we might be in trouble. Like, start getting investigated.
Well, people called the police.
Right.
So it wasn't they were in trouble. And then it was like, oh, let me come out and be mad at everybody else. Like, you did this shit. Stop playing like that.
Right. How do you think people are supposed to respond? You actually licking shit and putting it back.
Right. He yelling at us like we the ones that's acting stupid.
We didn't put the video out.
Right.
You did. Right. Nobody. You could have recorded it, deleted it, or kept it for y'all as an inside joke. Nobody told you to make this a public thing.
All right. Let's move it to another segment. Let's do some fucking with black people.
Fucking with black people. Fucking with black people. Fucking with black people. Fucking with black people.
All right. Missouri school goes after student who filmed teacher's N-word rant. That's right, it's the student. A Missouri student has been suspended after filming her white geometry teacher. Why is nigga even coming up in geometry?
We're doing a right triangle, nigga.
Right. He's like, it's a right wing triangle. Okay.
I'm a Pythagorean theorem, this nigga. What is happening here?
The teacher used a racial slur in the middle of class. Now the girl and her family are calling for the school to reverse the punishment and apologize. They're not even calling for him to be kicked out. Mary Walton, a 15-year-old student in Glendale High School in Springfield, boy, Springfield's having a day today,
Claire,
was informed on Friday morning that she was being reprimanded after recording her teacher using the N-word in class. She's still processing everything. She doesn't understand what she did wrong, said Mary's attorney, Natalie Hull. According to the local news outlet, NBC5 St. Louis, the teacher has not been identified. Of course not. They don't never identify the damn teacher. Like, boy, certain people, you know the race every time.
Of course.
But damn, they don't never be identifying these motherfuckers, boy. The cops that kill people and teachers that do racist shit, it'd be like 7 weeks later, they'd be like, his name was Mark. We only telling y'all because we ain't gonna fire him. We won't discuss ongoing.
Basically.
Anyway. So yeah, he was put on paid administrative leave after using the racial slur. On Saturday, the attorney said she plans to issue a demand letter in an effort to get the suspension lifted so Walton can return to class as soon as Monday. The family is also seeking an apology. Why did you suspend the teacher if the kid is in trouble? You know what I'm saying? Like, why is the kid even in trouble? Because what I got a feeling, this is why I hate zero tolerance rules.
Right.
Whatever the fucking rule is that she violated was probably you shouldn't be recording people, is immediately nullified by he shouldn't be saying the fucking N-word in school.
Right.
He's the goddamn teacher. Nobody gets in trouble for this except him. That's the rule. That's the way it should go. That shit is the big joker. We don't have time for the rest of this. Walton, who said the racial slur 6 times, 2 of which were recorded on video. Walton wasn't sure what prompted the exchange, but she said the teacher asked some of her classmates why they were allowed to use a slur, but he wasn't. Boy, I swear to God. I swear to God.
See, this why I got kids. You spend my child, I'm suing every fucking body. Fuck you. And I'm demanding that they get goddamn fired.
She said the teacher told her to put the phone away when he realized she was recording him. When she refused, he told her to go to the office, but stopped short of sending her. Yeah, because he knew. He was scared. He said, get out of class. Okay, you want me to go to the office? Well, just get out of the class. Okay, get out, go into the hall. And then that's a good question. Because I'm gonna tell him what I did and I'm gonna show him the video. Yeah, I know. So don't do that, right? But you are cutting it close, buddy. You are almost in trouble. Okay, you go into the hall, erase the video, and wait till the bell ring for the next class. And don't talk about this with nobody. That's part of your punishment.
Right. And kids are smart. That shit up in the cloud somewhere. Y'all ain't getting a hold of that shit.
Definitely don't tell your mama. She said when Walton sent the video to her mom and shared it with one friend, Walton said she didn't upload it, but it spread really, really fast. Glendale Principal Josh Grove said in a message to school employees and families that the comments expressed in the video were inappropriate, did not meet the professional standards for the school district.
But why is the student suspended is the question. Why did this child have to miss class because something that the teacher did?
Here's the answer. The school district can't comment on student disciplinary actions. Can't comment. So there you go.
What that got to do with anything?
Can't comment, Karen. Would love to tell you exactly the math that why it happened. Just can't comment. Just policy. Oh. So nothing to see here. We can move on.
I'm like you. That's why, like I said, zero policy shit always irritate me, because a lot of times whenever it's dished out, it only dishes out one way a lot of times, and it's not evenly distributed.
Wellburn says she understands the district does not want students taking vigilante recordings of any slight infraction by teachers, but she said this teacher's actions need to be brought to light. It's not just that. If the kids say it without the recording, y'all gonna not believe them.
Right.
y'all won't believe him. It wouldn't be a problem if 6 kids said this man said the N-word 6 times and y'all just went, all right, he's out of here. The kids said you said it. Y'all need the video because, and not even y'all need the video for proof. It's really more like we need the threat of the video going to the internet to shame you into doing what you're supposed to do.
Right.
Everybody want to protect these little white kids' feelings from the fucking truth of America when it comes to history right now. We passing all kinds of laws. We taking all kinds of books out of the fucking room. But the teacher that says the N-word don't get taken out of the room, that's fine. The kid gets taken, the black kid gets sent home. What about our kids' feelings? They supposed to go home knowing they powerless for this bullshit? They the ones in trouble for exposing the bullshit that they up against? Like, what the fuck? And why was this man even talking about this shit? So that's an isosceles, and niggas, let me tell you something. I can't say it. Nope. I can't say it. So y'all can listen to hip hop people say it. Every time I walk in here, nigga. It's the fucking Boondock sketch.
It is the Boondock sketch, ain't it?
How a nigga gonna borrow a French fry?
Yes. Before Riley was in here, I never said the word nigga. It's nigga this, nigga that.
Right. But yeah, as she said, what the school is tacitly doing is discouraging students from reporting whenever a teacher does something outrageous.
Right.
Absolutely. Dracars for me.
Same.
Dracars. Our kids can't even be fucking kids, man. This is fucking frustrating. Ron DeSantis signs a bill banning funding for diversity programs at Florida colleges and universities. That's right, guys. We're up to colleges and universities now. Remember when it was just, I can kind of see their point. Like I saw people making this argument. I can't remember someone had hit us up about it or someone DM'd me privately or something. But I remember someone telling me I kind of can see their point because, there's an age where kids might be confused and they don't know these things. And I always thought it was stupid because 1, slippery slope, but 2, kids be gay at that age. I don't know what to fucking tell you. Just because they haven't expressed it or they don't know the way to express it or whatever. We all knew little gay kids. We all did, dog. I knew kids where I was like, okay, that kid is, I know that person is different than I am and different than the girls are or whatever the fuck. And it wasn't even on some judgment shit or we need to pick on this person. It was just legitimately that's just how that kid is. And these motherfuckers think you can just hide that no, there are only 2 options. Okay, you gotta be straight or you gotta be a man or a woman. All this type of shit. The kid fucking know. You ain't doing nothing but just telling them what they already know. You're affirming them, and that's what you're really afraid of is affirming these kids. So anyway, I said at the time nah, it ain't gonna stop there.
Oh no, it never stops.
And Karen said at the time, it ain't gonna stop at just LGBTQ issues. No. Don't think that is the canary in the coal mine for all this shit. Because they think you don't care, and many people don't, but they think you don't care, and they'll allow your arrogance and complacency and your lack of empathy, they'll allow that and weaponize that against you. And next thing you know, your kid can't learn about Black history at school all the way into college. Now, what the fuck are HBCU supposed to do? What is a Black history major supposed to do? African American studies. What about those degrees? Do they just not exist in fucking Florida no more? Because a white kid might feel bad. And how long is a white kid's feeling supposed to hold us back? Because at this point, you talking about white adults. These kids in college be 18, 19, 20, all up to PhD age. They feelings are more important than the fucking history of the country. Man, fuck Florida. Fuck Ron DeSantis for that shit. I know it's Democratic people that listen to shows in Florida. Not y'all, but you know what I'm saying? I feel the same way about North Carolina. I live here.
I do too.
I live here. And when it was Pat McCrory as governor, fuck him and fuck the state for that shit.
Yes, sir. And like I said, and it boils down to, why I keep telling people where the South goes, the country goes. The other parts of the country act like this shit don't happen there. There are races all across this country. There are places outside of these large cities, and these people out in the middle of Timbuktu nowhere, and they vote Republican. And the thing is, all this does is embolden people in other states where y'all don't think this shit is going to happen to come out the woods and drove in numbers and pass shit to suppress y'all too. It starts here and it trickles everywhere else. down south is not trying to find it. Down south is just the test ground to see if this shit can happen across the country. Other places across the country looks at the South when it comes to this. As soon as laws change, the South start passing laws. What start happening? Ohio, Kentucky, Michigan, all these other states that are not fucking in the South start doing a soft boot of the shit too. So you are not immune to this shit. You're just not. We are actually all connected more than people think. And just because you are born somewhere does not mean this shit would not happen to you. And like I said before, and I will continue to say this, I shouldn't have to pack my bags and move. The shit, people should just do the right thing.
And DeSantis and them be arguing like, oh yeah, the thing is, kids are gonna learn about this in these classes, and it's gonna make them feel like we're divided. It didn't take a class for me to know we were divided.
Right.
There's no like school. I don't remember any curriculum that was like, oh, that's what racism is. It didn't happen that way. If you're black, you already know. If you're white in this country, you already know. One of the reasons they know is because of your ass. Because of you fighting woke and Disney and all this shit. These kids not stupid. They all got TikTok. They learning this shit anyway. Like, you can't escape what you're trying to do. You're just making it worse. But yeah, this is the one time they believe in big government. The one time they want to step into your classroom and your bedroom and all the other rooms in the bathroom. This is the one time when the government overreaches. A-okay with them. Spend all the tax dollars you want fucking up people for this. Oh my God. But yeah, Jakars. I think Ron DeSantis is a permanent Jakars for me. Yeah,
I do too.
I think he's made the list.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he has made the list because he continually does these things, and Trump was the blueprint on how to do these things. That nigga made it all the way to the White House, and everybody is looking at their blueprint. They're smarter than Trump. All you need is somebody smarter, somebody charismatic, and somebody not trying to find who really know how to talk to white people. And this country's we're in trouble.
I really do hope that between DeSantis and Trump, that the Republican Party is divided enough. It won't be divided a lot because I think the Trump people, but I think it can be divided enough for them to lose. Mm-hmm. I think it can be, because it's very much like what Democrats were on in 2016 when they thought they had the luxury of like Bernie, knowing he was going to lose, but taking Hillary to the mat as hard as he could, denying the results, claiming the DNC was rigged and all this shit. It really set the stage. Mm-hmm. And I think we could see something similar with DeSantis or Trump, especially if Trump doesn't win, because Trump will then burn the whole party down rather than go, okay, I concede. He'll say the whole thing is rigged, even in the Republicans, and I didn't lose, and I'm still running, or whatever the fuck you need to say. He'll do that if he ain't in jail. He'll rather do that than be like, yeah, I lost fair and square. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, last one. A viral video appears to show a white woman trying to take a bike from a young black man, sparking outrage over racism and weaponized tears.
Oh no.
You haven't seen this video?
Mm-mm.
All right, yeah. So they have like those Citibike type things in New York where you can like rent a bike basically, or
get out on the
with
racks.
an app. Yeah. So somebody was on some black dudes hanging out. They were on the rack, young dudes. One of them had already paid for this bike. This woman decided she needed this bike, despite the man had already, this kid had already paid for this shit, and was like, no, I have, and there was a bike next to her she could have taken it. She wanted that one for some reason. Let me know if you can't. Let me know if y'all can't hear this in the chat, but you should be able to because I'm on Firefox. But Karen, let me know. So she already started yelling for help as if something's happening to her. Now, no one's being touched here other than her touching him and grabbing the bike that he's already on. Which is funny. His shirt says childish, but she was one acting childish. But she already started with help me, as if
to draw attention.
To put pressure. You're supposed to be afraid. A white woman is saying something. She's in distress. You're the cause of it, regardless of if it's right or wrong.
Right.
Most black people, and I wouldn't even have blamed him for the record if he would have been like, I don't want whatever this fucking problem is, just take the fucking bike. I wouldn't even have blamed him. if he would have done that. He didn't, but I understand the threat that is. A white woman calling for help is a threat to a black person.
This is not your bike.
Please help me.
This is not your bike. This is not your bike.
Please help me. Help.
Now in the background, you just saw another. She appears to be like a nurse or some healthcare worker in the NYC Health Hospital is what her thing says. If you look in the background, you'll see a white dude walk by who's also a medical person dressed similar.
Please help me.
This is not your bike.
He's on the phone
Touch your bike.
Please help
right there with his backpack on.
me. Help. Please get off.
Hey, what the fuck is going on, bro?
Yo, don't not take it, bro.
Now you're not getting the bike, bro.
Hey, now you're not getting the bike.
Help.
You're not getting the
A white man is stopped in the back
Right,
to look.
she's making a racket.
Right, she's trying to bogart him off the bike physically. She took her badge off, maybe because she realized she's being recorded.
Right.
But she's now trying to push him off physically to make him be like, oh no, I have to get out of her space. I'm violating her space, but it's his space she's violating.
I'm not. Bro,
Why you took his phone? What's wrong with you?
You're not
Don't touch
touching
his
my
phone.
phone.
She took his phone.
Right. She wanted to force some form of interaction to justify everything else that happens.
Right. Because this is the other thing. She would have caught the wrong one on the wrong day. She would have got punched. She would have been the victim for sure.
Of course.
Now keep in mind, not to make these two things related, but I'm about to because I'm black. I keep thinking of how it was okay to choke out that homeless man. To choke out Jordan Neely on the fucking subway. And they raised $2 million for Daniel Penny.
$2 million.
$2 million. What are you even raising money for? What are you even? You don't even know what happened, and you're giving money to this man. What are you signaling? What are you paying for, really? Right? So that's a big part of it. And then the other part of it is they watch this man. They helped hold him down, and they killed him on video, and yet. This woman is acting like this. If anyone puts a fucking hand on her, they going to jail.
Of course.
They gonna be the ones in trouble.
And
they gonna raise
knows
$2 million for her.
Right, and she knows it. That's why she started off with the help. And
Yeah.
truth be told, I think she knew she was still in that bike. She didn't want to pay for hers.
Yep.
What's wrong with you?
You're not
Don't touch
touching
his
my
phone.
phone.
Do not touch his phone.
I'm not touching you. You putting your stomach on my hand.
No, dude, stop. No, dude, stop. No.
So the dude in the purple that's with them is like, just give her the bike. It don't matter. And I totally understand him. Like, I know people are gonna be like, look at that, but
Yeah.
I get it because he's like, we are in danger. This is like a car alarm that is being broken into, going off, and you're just standing by the car.
If anybody show up, they're gonna shoot all of us. Like, nigga,
Right.
let's get out of here.
I said, sit down.
Please.
Now here come the white dude that walked by earlier who was on the phone. He's stopped what he's doing and he's coming back to them, and now he's talking to them like not her, talking to them like, guys, what's going on here? You know?
She's just crying.
You're not crying.
So as soon as that man shows up, she starts fake crying.
Because it ain't that serious like the one with the dog with the dude at the park.
Yeah, but she starts fake crying, knowing that her tears will engender the sympathy from this white man who now should just suddenly jump on her side. White woman in distress.
You're not crying. I got your video. Where you put it out? Hassan, you put it out? Hassan, Hassan, you put it out?
This is my bike. It's on my account. Please move.
All right, so why don't we reset the bike?
I'm not resetting the bike.
So what he's saying is reset the bike is in like zero out, like take your card off, give her the bike, let her put her card in. And I respect the dude because he was like, no, I haven't done anything wrong. She's trying to take the fucking bike. I shouldn't have to do shit. She should just go get another bike. And I really applaud them for being like, I don't care that she's crying. That doesn't make her right. This is one of the things I talk about when I'm like, it's just the way I see the world now. You have to be careful with the marginalization conversation. You have to be careful with the trauma conversation. Because when you start talking about whoever got the most trauma should lead the conversation, everyone becomes a trauma fucking competitor. And she gonna try to out trauma them like, I'm a woman and these black men are being, and it's like, no, you were wrong. And it shouldn't matter if you were a white dude, a black woman. it doesn't matter if you're wrong. If you're wrong, you're wrong, and we have to stop there before we get into this other shit. Because I guarantee you that's that's gonna be her argument. Is I was intimidated. These men, like, it's never gonna be any responsibility for how she was acting. Right. And be like, I was just fucking wrong. I wanted a bike and it wasn't mine.
It's his. It's his.
I'm gonna pull it out on your account.
You're acting.
I don't give a fuck.
That's just my fake crying. Just fake crying. Stop fake crying.
Hey, stop touching me.
And it's so funny because the white man never talks to her. He never says, ma'am, why don't you just get a different bike? Right? It's immediately bargaining with the black dudes. Well, what if I get paid for the bike or something? It's like, what the fuck is... She don't have to get what she wants just because she is a white lady crying. She was wrong.
Hold up.
Hey, stop touching me. Stop touching me.
Why don't you take this bike?
Stop touching me.
Look at now how she's almost completely on the bike, by the way. She just pushed him out of the way, started crying. And the dude has still got his hand on the handle. But the point being, like, she is completely trying to like switch this situation to her being the victim.
Of course.
I will.
Exactly. So take it. So take it.
Boogie, you're stupid ass. Fuck out of here. Dumbass.
Oh, it's
The
a
baby
bike
girl
right
come out with
beside
Wait,
her.
how you stop crying?
It was a bike right beside her the whole time.
What?
And I don't.
You were just trying to steal his bike. You didn't want to pay for one.
Right. And I don't know if it's just that, or even if she wanted to, because he could have zeroed out and she could have paid for a bike. She would have been paying for that bike, you know? So I don't know if she was trying to get it on his card or if she just literally was like, I like this bike for some reason. I don't want to be on the other bike. Whatever the fucking problem was, notice how calm she is. She was just fake crying.
Yeah.
Now look at her pay for the new bike. All the tears gone, all the shaking and trauma gone.
Yeah, because they didn't give up.
Yeah.
And they basically she was like, you know what? I got lunch break. I'm wasting 30 minutes. Just like, fuck it. I guess I pay for this one.
Yeah. Shout out to these. I love how New York these niggas was too. Like they was talking shit. Like, you're not even crying. Like they was going in hard.
It sound like gas.
Fuck out of here. Like I love that shit. I wish I could speak New York. Fuck out of here. You ain't crying. Like, oh.
Fuck out of here. Dumbass. The baby girl come out with
Wait, how you stop crying?
Okay, he got a little non-PC was saying your baby girl gonna come out R word. But before that though,
Damn, got fed up.
I didn't say they took the classes and read all the writing and knew all the words. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't say that either.
Dumbass. The baby girl come out with
Wait, how you stop crying? Not a tear came down, miss. Not a tear came down.
Another white person another white dude's coming up. That's why she was crying to get that attention. I wish they hadn't cut the video off there, but yeah,
it was to get attention.
Yeah, this is what the fuck we have to deal with. 0 to 100, Karen.
Oh, that got us a Jakari's because she was performing.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like the woman that lied on
top tier acting.
It's like the woman who lied on Emmett Till died, and then this white woman stepped up to take her place. Civil rights attorney Ben Crump shared the clip on Instagram, calling it unacceptable. Well, damn, these niggas just lost the chase. They all we got the new Central Park 5 now because Ben's on the case. Shit.
Oh no.
We almost had one, guys. Damn it. Call Sharky. But yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah, Dracarys. Man, 3 Dracarys today. We do not normally get 3 Dracarys. But this is a bad day.
Yeah, we need to do white people news.
No, absolutely not. I'm not cleaning no palettes.
I would like a palette cleanse.
This is an all racist episode, y'all.
All racist
the
episode.
End. Ain't we lucky we got them?
Good time.
Nah, we can do some guess the race. Will that work? Will guess the race work, my princess?
Yeah, that'll work, but we got to change this.
It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race.
Hold on, I gotta address what Cass always just said in the chat. She's lying on us. She said, "Y'all hate Ben. I don't get it, but it tickles me." We don't hate Ben.
Mm-mm.
We be rooting for Ben.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we want Ben to win.
Me too.
Ben be taking some long shots and he be losing sometimes. Okay, and we got the jokes for it. It's gallows humor, but what the fuck you want us to do? We noticed he's like the James Harden of civil rights. You know what I'm saying? Like
he gets 1 or 2 rounds.
he got a lot of
and then they like you at the playoffs.
he got a lot of game sevens that came up short.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's all we saying. If you can't laugh at it down, I get it, but I don't know. Look it up. All right, now guess the race. A substitute teacher has been arrested for allegedly letting a 7th grader use her vape pen.
What? Oh.
At Tyndall Federal Credit Union.
Oh,
Anything to keep these damn kids off you. I don't blame you. Okay.
I can buy another vape pen. Here you go.
Have you met a 7th grader? Okay, let them hit the pen. This is whatever it takes. It's especially a substitute teacher. You know, she was getting hell up in it. Don't nobody respect the substitute teacher. It was probably calling all kinds of stuff. You look like a cat lady. It's like, y'all want to hit this? I'll tell you what, give me 5 minutes of silence. They pass this around.
Scary now.
Jennifer Hunter has an 8th grader at Eustis Middle School. As a mom, she's had her worries about what other...
I'm playing the article. Let me know if y'all can't hear it in the chat, because it sounds quiet for one, but also it sounds like it's
only on one side.
Playing on one side.
Yeah,
so
okay, I thought it was just me.
Ask the chat if they can hear it. Let's just make y'all give us a thumbs up, a yes, or something.
Yeah, they said they can hear it. It's kind of low.
We're gonna be very quiet so it plays and y'all can hear the whole thing now.
Teachers, scary now.
Jennifer Hunter has an 8th grader at Eustis Middle School. As a mom, she's had her worries about what other kids are doing at school.
I never thought that a substitute teacher would give my child that or someone else's child any of that stuff. Just other students.
According to a Eustis police report, a 7th grader said a substitute teacher named Jennifer heard his friend say he wanted to vape, and that she said, "I have one," and pulled it out. That 7th grader says she then asked if he wanted a hit and told him not to report it.
You can't do this. You just can't do it. I mean, this should be common sense.
Eustis police say the substitute, Jennifer Hale, is facing child abuse charges.
She has a responsibility to that classroom to protect kids, not abuse them.
According to the report, when the principal confronted Hale about what happened, she admitted to it and was escorted off campus and told not to return. Chief Capri says the reason she gave for doing it was surprising.
We contacted her. She immediately, post Miranda, confessed to doing it. Her response was she just wanted to fit in.
What?
I don't get it. What is there to fit in? You're there to teach a class, not to fit in.
And Hunter feels the same.
They don't need to fit in with the kids at all. They need to be more parent-like than fitting in with the kids.
All right, Karen. Guess the race of this teacher who let the kid hit the vape.
What was the name again?
Man, they don't say her. They said it in the article, but I can look it up. Give me a second. I'm sorry. Because that was just like the video on the article. Her name is Jennifer Hale.
White giving them hell.
You know what's funny? Her name sounds like Inhale. Jen Hale.
Oh, snap.
Inhale the vape, Jen Hale. All right, let's do the races. Let's see. Dry snitch white. White teachers and students be stressed out white. White because a nigga would have passed them a blunt.
Oh no.
They didn't say passing Black and Miles. Swisher Sweets. Fresh white chalk dust. Knows how to ingest gummies white. My teenage daughter is my best friend and I'm cool with my mom. White. Mary Laterno, white lady, stressed out and stressed out white. The correct answer is, I feel like everyone said white. Everyone got it right. Two things I want to point out. Number one.
Oh!
She would have gotten less trouble if she said the N-word.
She would have.
She got less trouble. She said
She
the
would
N
have
word
got
on tape.
suspended with pay.
She said the N word on video. She getting less trouble. There's not even video of her doing the vape thing, and she got kicked out. Secondly, I always talk about how the standards for teachers have lowered because we refuse to pay teachers. So the kind of people that want to take that job, they either take it out of extreme love of kids or extreme love in the Catholic way of kids.
Yeah, you don't want them in there.
Yeah, and so we get a lot of these stories. I saw last week someone posted like 4 or 5 different women that had sexually assaulted kids in their care as teachers in just the last week. And someone like, I don't even think they were just like, man, it's wild how all these stories recently happened. And I was just like, we have lowered the bar because we refuse to pay them. So now you can't really screen them. People don't even go into the field of teaching and they end up being teachers. And if the bar is low for teachers, substitute teachers,
it's even lower.
Substitute teachers will be at school like, I just want to fit in. It's definitely not for the money.
Oh no.
What else could it be for? I just want to smoke cigarette and do good things with my friends.
But ma'am, you are actually in control of the class.
Now, am I really though? Think about it. I'm making $2.50 an hour plus tips.
Right, plus tip from the kids.
I came in actually just to have a smoke. I don't know nothing about geometry. What happened to the geometry teacher? Why I gotta be the substitute for it? Oh, he was in here saying the N-word. Oh, damn. None of one of these substitutions.
Damn, what happened to the other teacher? Well, they were showing a Disney movie.
Yeah.
Damn.
Fuck. Oh no.
Right? What is happening?
So no Disney movies, no N-words. Got it. Anything else I need to know? Good grief. All right, let's go to the next one. I'm unschooling my kids.
Okay.
Why we won't teach them to read and write.
What? White. I don't teach them to read and write. Get the fuck out of here.
The world is their playground and their teacher. Adele and Matt Allen are raising their 3 children with child autonomy, allowing their kids to set their own curriculum, bedtime, menus, meal times, and chore lists.
That house is a fucking mess. Do you know the choices that children make? I want to wear this purple top with these polka dotted pants and these lime green
That don't
shoes.
bother me at all. I'll let my kid do that.
I want to eat candy all of the time.
Okay, that is too much. Yeah,
I want to just be up all times of the day, all times of the night. I want to do the shit that you do.
Spoken like a child that didn't have no autonomy when they was a kid, Karen. Wow. The Allens, who live in Brighton, UK, fully embrace the unconventional parenting style that aligns their frugal and natural living habits. Oh, so they broke. We got into natural living before we had our kids. Poor kids. So it just became a natural progression that continued and began to affect all of our decisions after I fell pregnant. The parents, who are both 39, don't trust the healthcare education systems and have allowed their children, Ulysses, 12, Ostara, 8, and Kai, 4, to make their own choices from a very young age.
Oh, yeah.
What if one of them choose to have a Nintendo Switch? I bet you they can't have that shit no matter how much autonomy they got.
Right, because they ain't got no jobs.
Well, not just that, but the parents talk about we this our frugal living, da-da-da-da. Sound like y'all just cheap.
And on top of that, I hope you can read and write. So are you saying we can't read and write, so we're not gonna teach our kids how to read and write?
They sound like they can, but that's another way. That's another thing they don't got to do. Teach them.
You just don't want to be parents. You would just want free range kids out here like the chickens, just ranging, just fuck it.
Like if the kid is like, I would like to read and write, they're like, oh, I'm so sorry. I want you to have autonomy, so you're gonna have to learn it on your own, buddy. Yeah, but you want to go to school and learn? We don't believe in that. We don't believe in school, so you're just gonna have to figure it out. We didn't do vaccinations for our kids, which people say is cruel of us, and we don't use the healthcare system. Instead, we use natural and herbal remedies, the mother of 3 revealed.
Rubbing them kids in some fucking leaves and shit when they get a fever. Get out of here!
Her children were breastfed until they were at least 3 years old, which the parents believe have given the kids a good, healthy foundation to become healthier in the future. We also don't use the education system. Instead, we unschool our kids. What is an unschool? They learn something, you take it back.
Yeah, they don't have the laws, but they're trying to change the laws here in America, but they don't have the laws, so they be like, what you can't do is this, and we're going to come and take your kids from them. The kids have got to go to school. You can't not have your kids in school.
They might have those laws there. I don't know. People do that shit here too. Don't put their kids in school. Kamala, lock their ass up, okay? Instead, we unschool our kids. This means they have to show an interest in something for us to explore with them instead of following the curriculum and telling them what they are going to learn. Now, let's be honest. I don't trust their sources already. So when their kid is curious about something, it's like, Mommy, I want to learn about vaccinations. And then they be like, first of all, vaccinations are a conspiracy by the government. Like, they're not going to be teaching them. Like,
what do your kids' teeth look like? Probably all full of fucking cavities.
Well, Karen, they're from the UK. You can't judge by teeth.
Brush their teeth. They're not gonna wash their asses and shit like that. You have to get on kids about simple shit, washing their hands.
You can't judge by teeth, Karen. They're from the UK. Okay, that's not how it works.
No, just for the cavities.
I know. You just can't. They don't work like that over there. Okay, you could be the richest person in the world over there, and your teeth could look how they want to look. Like they don't.
Oh, I don't care about how they look.
I'm just telling you, Karen. I'm just telling you, okay? You can't look at the kids and be like, oh, their teeth is messed up. They must be just having child autonomy. I'm saying all the kids got teeth that is not the same as America.
I get that.
Yeah.
But the part of child autonomy,
I get it. No, kill the joke. Kill my joke.
Bunch of sugar.
Yeah, take it 100% serious. Please, it'll make it better if you take it 100% serious.
And we don't want it.
Go ahead.
Nope.
No, do your thing.
Nope.
All right, cool. Try to get a little jab in at the UK. Here come Karen. She said the couple believe in child autonomy.
Teeth matter.
That's what they believe. They don't take none out. She said the couple believe in child autonomy, enabling kids to take the governance. And UK people, before you get mad, I know it's like some of y'all that listen to the show. We're all fat over here. We eat cheeseburgers. So I did it for you. You don't even got to send no email.
Yeah, you got to let us know.
We stupid. We let Trump be president.
Come on.
You know, I know y'all let Boris be president, but at least y'all had the good sense to get him out of there at some point.
Right.
One of them countries, BK, BT,
I
know y'all got him out of there. We had to fucking let him insurrect the country before. It was like, maybe we shouldn't let this nigga back. Anyway. She said that the couple believe in child autonomy, enabling kids to take governance of their life, make their own choices, and decide what goes on in their life rather than dictating to them. But defended her lifestyle explanation by saying this doesn't mean no guidance. It's just about involving them in the decisions. The Allens don't believe that parents should decide what the children do and instead allow their children to find what makes them happy and follow their lead. Adele claimed that she's already seen the benefits of her family practices and the interest that her children are finding. I guarantee you already this too. It's a lie. They like when it comes to stuff like you were saying, brushing their teeth, they keep pushing them to do it and then pretend that it's the kid's idea. I guarantee you.
Yeah, you have to lead them in some way. Like you can't, the way you're sounding like our kids just do what the fuck they want to do. No, they'll still barriers.
And what else are they gonna be interested in? The shit they see y'all doing because they don't go nowhere, they don't do nothing.
Right, they ain't got friends.
So whatever the mom likes, oh, surprise, the child's autonomy makes them want to do it. It's not like they're gonna want to be a fucking rocket scientist. Y'all are too dumb. They haven't seen that. Her daughter Astara expressed an interest in sewing, so she's honing that skill while her eldest Ulysses is currently exploring his passion for animals and computers. What else could they do? Yeah,
because you probably making all the clothes.
Yeah, and what else could they do? They live with y'all.
Right.
Whatever y'all, they didn't say, yeah, you know what I'm really into, exploring space. Oh, well, you're gonna have to be in the animal. Well, we do have the squirrels.
Yeah, we can't get off the ground. I'm sorry.
We do have some squirrels in the backyard. You can look at them. Okay.
They go up high.
I like cars. Ooh, we don't have one. So
don't know what to tell you.
You got to find a new hobby, buddy. We just follow their lead. If they want to do a club and try a group for a little bit, we just survive for that.
Because it don't sound like y'all got a whole lot out here free ranging out in the middle of the woods.
Also, who's in the club and who's in the group?
Them and their brothers and sisters. Yeah. The fuck is this?
I want to start astronomy club. Okay, well, ask your brother and sister if they want to be in it.
Unless it's gonna be a club of one.
That's who you know. Or go to school and be the weird kid. The naturalist is confident her children will pick up everything they need to know, despite the fact that people panic about her parenting methods, because she doesn't force her children to learn to read or write. That's really not why we're panicking. She just casually dropped, I don't believe in vaccinations. Well, I'm more concerned with the reading and writing. All right.
You don't mind your kids because they don't go nowhere. But if y'all do go out, your kids can't read basic stop signs and shit. Because
Well, they learn through the natural way of getting hit by a car, Karen. That's the autonomy. What's the race? Guess the race.
Shit, everybody white.
All right, Karen said white. We spent so much time on these people. Mom, stop being a fucking bitch. White, says Emil. There's some flowers in the attic. White.
Oh
no. Oh man. London dummy instead of London calling white. A bunch of numbers and letters and consonants misspelled. It says white because that's what those kids gonna be doing.
Oh no.
Wash twice a week, white. Bethany with the bad teeth and illiterate kids, white. Teeth yellow like the sun, but skin white and sallow. This sounds kind of white to me. Joe with the understatement. Cass always says they unseasoned education. The correct answer is white. You don't get tired of reading to the kids even?
Right.
Because like if they can't read, don't that mean you gotta do all the damn reading?
Yeah, you probably don't read either.
Right. Or I mean, I assume these parents can read, and maybe that's saying too much, but they got this far in life, so they probably can read. Someone taught them to read.
Right.
And
so
then
why
they're gonna
you
look at their kids like, y'all figure it out.
So you taking them to the park.
Right.
And they don't even know how to spell park or zoo to they at.
I just feel like for bedtime stories, you just hand them a book and be like, figure it out. Will you read me a bedtime story? It's your autonomy, child. So I think you're gonna read you a bedtime story. What's this word say? I don't know. Figure it out. Okay, I want you to be empowered. You figure out which letter is what, you're gonna feel so it's gonna be better than if I told you.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. You know, I like this. I want an article about all these kids when they become adults. I want to hear what they got to say about this experience.
I got a feeling, Karen. Actually, not gonna be that interesting. These kids aren't gonna grow up and solve rocket science or anything. These motherfuckers, it's over for them. This is the last time we're gonna hear about these kids before they go to jail. All right, Karen's 2 for 2.
I ain't racist. How can I be racist about anybody or anything in my life? How can I?
Call them niggas. Just call them niggas.
It's time to get
gold teeth, gold chain wearing, fried chicken and biscuit eating, monkey ate baboon, big dive, fast running, high jumping, spear chucking, 360-degree basketball.
All right, Karen is 2 for 2. Let's see if she can finish the trifecta here. All right, this one's about a mom who was found guilty of falsely accusing a Latino couple of trying to kidnap her kids at a California store.
Were the targets of attempted kidnap.
31-year-old self-described mom influencer Katie Sorensen is now facing up to 6 months in jail after this social media post that police say was a lie.
I want to share that story with you in an effort to raise awareness as to what signs to look for.
In the December 2020 post on Instagram, Sorensen alleged a couple followed her into this Northern California Michael's in an attempt to kidnap her 2 children.
They walked kind of close behind me. I definitely felt the heebie-jeebies. I didn't feel good, but I thought I was judging a book by its cover.
Also saying they, quote, weren't clean-cut individuals and made comments about her kids' appearance.
They're saying blonde hair, blue eyes.
Sorensen said she did not say anything to them because she was scared.
Paralyzed with fear. And I almost just discredited what was happening.
But in an unexpected twist, police say this actually didn't happen and that Sorensen's story was fabricated. After seeing this surveillance photo of themselves on TV, the accused couple, Sadie and Eddie Martinez, came forward to clear their own names, sharing their story with Inside Edition.
Being labeled a child abductor, it's upsetting. It's heartbreaking. It's life-changing.
The couple, who are Latino, telling the Petaluma Argus-Courier that they were at Michael's to buy Christmas decorations and believe Sorensen's false allegations were racially motivated.
She wanted a stronger following. She was looking for, content for her fame and her income, and at our expense.
Investigators cleared the couple of any wrongdoing.
Do you think that she lied to try to boost her social media following?
I do not.
Sorensen's attorney telling NBC News his client misrepresented a random set of coincidences.
There's been a perception that this case was about race or racial profiling from the outset. And one of the things that came into evidence was that Ms. Sorensen's reports on December 7th reported a white male, a white female, and a Hispanic male. There really wasn't a racial or a profiling component.
Sorensen was charged with 3 counts of making a false report of a crime, acquitted on 2 of those counts, and found guilty of 1. She was taken into custody on Thursday, her bail set at $100,000 until her sentencing.
Offer some
back down.
Offer some mom tit,
Oh yeah, that's 100% white. And yes, it was racially motivated. You can't tell me otherwise.
Can't believe it's racially motivated. Let's check the chat room, see what they believe. The Citibike lady's cousin.
Oh no!
Yeah, the frozen with fear does. This is like a man. It's so easy to see when it's white ladies because we can all agree. You know what I mean? Oh damn, I spoiled it. But yeah, she was white. We all knew. But it's so easy to see when it's white women. We can see through the bullshit and be like, oh, this person's faking this trauma to become unassailable, right? Because if you go, wait, why don't you just fucking walk up to him and get your kids? And she's like, I was frozen in fear and you're like, did this happen? Is this real? But let's go back to the answers because they're funny. Is giving Susan Smith a black man stole my car with my kids in it, white, of course.
Oh no!
Fuck this hooker, white. Right. White. The white tears been flowing in this episode. Said Petaluma, rich white mom, content cracker. Those dumbass kids say black. Weaponize and fear, white. Guess the race and fucking with black people all in 100. Yeah, the correct answer is white. So, all right, let's move into the final thing. Let's do some sword ratchetness. A man's hand is chopped off by someone. What? Oh, I hate when articles do this. As soon as I started scrolling, it was like, ad. A person wielding a sword cut off a man's hand on Saturday evening, Riverside police said. Officers responded to a report of a severed hand found on the sidewalk. Oh,
goddamn!
What in the Addams family is happening over here?
A random hand on the sidewalk.
I'm gonna tell you what, I'm not ready to be the person that's walking down the street getting my exercise in or whatever, and just a hand is sitting on the sidewalk.
Right. I'm out there minding my business.
Oh my goodness. I don't know. I mean, I guess you call the police. Do you wait? Do you sit around? Do you take it? Do you post it on your social? Like
out here running a Megan Thee Stallion and be like, oh, wait a minute.
Running to Megan Thee Stallion. Wait, what? Oh, running to Megan.
Yes,
yeah.
Running to Megan Thee Stallion and be like a hand.
Around the same time, a man in his 60s came into the hospital missing a hand. They put it together like a puzzle piece. It was a pretty open and shut case that day.
Yes, there was the situation was getting out of hand. Oh, yeah. I'm so sorry.
It looks like we gotta hand it to him. Oh wait.
Look like somebody gave you the 5-finger discount.
I hate to point the finger at him. We know who we fingered for this crime. So yeah, he came in missing a hand, said someone had with a sword cut it off. They said the victim, a Riverside resident, was sent into surgery, is expected to survive. No details were immediately available on Sunday.
Were they able to reattach the hand?
I don't know. I guess he got the digits. All right. That's it, everybody. Thanks for listening. We had a good time tonight.
We did.
I hope you did too. And we'll be back throughout the week. It's going to be a busy week. Tomorrow's really busy for me. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah. All right. Until tomorrow or until next time. I love you.
I love you too.
Mwah. Bye, everybody. Talk to you tomorrow. Peace.